after the government announced that it has suspended all levies on imports for maize and animal feed products effective 1st July this year. Now, the move is aimed at lowering the cost of maize, maize flour, and animal feed in the country, which has skyrocketed over the last couple of weeks due to high fertilizer prices, dry weather conditions, as well as a border import row between Kenya and neighboring Tanzania. And our Citizen TV's senior reporter, Seth Olale, also reports the Ministry of Agriculture has issued a stern warning to traders hoarding maize and maize flour with the aim of creating an artificial shortage of the commodity.
The public outcry caused by the rising prices of maize, maize flour and animal feed products has seemingly compelled the government to intervene. The Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Peter Muna, who inspected the importation of maize by millers at the Kenya-Tanzania Namanga one border post in Kajiado County, announced the abolition of levies on imports of these three products starting 1st July this year.
Government is looking into ways and means of addressing the cost of Unga to bring it down so that consumers can afford it.
The levies waived by the government include the KEBS levy, KEFIS levy, AFRA levy, Port Health Service levy, KRA levy, Railway Development Fund, and Import Declaration Fund levy. Apart from the government's removal of the tariffs, it has also granted flour companies permission to import maize without tax duty, so as to ensure that the cost of flour production decreases. This initiative is aimed at lowering the cost of maize flour and animal feed in the country for the next 90 days before the next harvest.
That is a decision that has been arrived after lengthy discussion with all the government agencies that operate from our borders.
The acute shortage of maize, flour and animal feed is due to poor harvest over the last 3 seasons and the increased cost of cereal export permits by 93% effected by the Tanzanian government.
We are also asking those who are holding maize, because we know there are people and individuals holding maize. When this cheap maize comes, don't complain. Don't complain, because they'll start complaining that their prices have gone down.
Tanzanian authorities are reported to have increased the cost of acquiring export permits by traders from the previous 27,000 per truck to 52,000. The move caused a huge snarl-up of trucks at the border over the last 1 week as traders and truckers were caught off guard by the new requirement. The new measures are now expected to fast-track the clearance of trucks at the border points.
In addition to that, we are also looking for other ways and means of actually bringing in maize. We will not entirely rely on private citizens bringing in maize.
The long-standing trade dispute between Kenya and Tanzania had slowed down the flow of goods across common borders since 2019 due to increased import duties on commodities by the two East African nations. These differences were, however, resolved when President Samia Suluhu visited our Kenyan counterpart Uhuru Kenyatta at State House Nairobi last year for a bilateral meeting. Seth Olale, Citizen TV, Nairobi.